Okay, this supports the Business Studies Level 2 course, looking at the motivation internal. This PowerPoint is all about um, scientific management theory of motivation, as outlined by Taylor. So all of us are going to understand this scientific management theory, and most of us will be able to analyse the application of scientific management in today's organisations. So Frederick Winslow Taylor died in 1915. He developed this thinking of how to improve workflow by analysing each individual task and each individual person. So overall, improving labour productivity, also known as Taylorism. It was the earliest attempt to apply the logic and the common sense approach of science to processes and to the management of human beings. So what he basically did, he conducted these experiments in productivity whereby he observed workers and timed the tasks. From that, he could identify the quickest workers, the most efficient workers. From there, he looked at what made them the most efficient workers. Why were they finishing the tasks so quickly? What is it about their technique? And in that, he established the most efficient way to complete these tasks. From that, he also broke down the tasks even further, very simplified stages. Therefore, he created speed, repetition, and specifically specialization of those workers into those specific jobs. Added to that, he also would therefore design specific tools for the jobs to add to that efficient flow and the productive output. He also issued strict instructions as to how these must be followed. And then added to that, the final bit, he designed distinct pay systems to reward those who achieve the output rate and penalise those who don't. So Taylor's approach to this was very much just through observation, just seeing the best task, how they've done the best. Whoever did it the best, they receive the best reward. So today, the impact of Taylor can be seen in that some jobs have a lack of variety in tasks. Taylor was very much said, okay, it's broke down the task into the very, very basic blocks of what the whole production process was. So there's no variety in the task. There was lack of freedom in the workload. You weren't allowed to you had to follow the instructions. And from that end, the workers were treated like machines, contrary to what Mayo later found out. So therefore, he created that environment that increased automation. Okay, it increased productivity, but it increased worker dissatisfaction and demotivation. Now, what was particularly interesting about Taylor is that he worked alongside a very famous industrialist at the time that developed the whole idea of mass production, and that was Henry Ford and the Model T motor car. So, working alongside Henry Ford utilized his expertise in this one, and in that he multiplied productivity of his Model T cars very simply by looking at this approach to production and productivity. And in that, he developed distinct tools such as the assembly line. So for that reason, we can see that there was a huge increase in productivity, but at the same time, there was demotivation and a lot of dissatisfaction from the workers, which incidentally, the side issue was offset by Henry Ford raising wages. So criticisms. What we can see today is Taylor is seen as being very outdated. He assumed people are only motivated by money. Um, he overlooked the fact that people work for other reasons. Um, some jobs do not suit piece rate systems. So what that basically means is you get paid for each item that you produce or each job that you do. So some jobs just don't suit that style at all. And also the final thing was that Taylor assumed that the economic interests of workers and management are identical, i.e. the whole idea was to make money. And that isn't strictly true. Very often what workers are looking for is job security, safe working environment, and a fair wage, whereas management want low wages, low costs, and high profit. So these things don't always tie up together. So we can see that as a criticism of Taylor, it's a little bit old